Hey guys, you're watching Ryan's channel, and I quote, "You channel, I just wanted to send a special shout out that you guys will continue to embrace the nerd within." This is Tracy Lynn Cruz, in case you don't know, Ashley from Power Rangers in Space and Power Rangers Turbo. I just want to let you know, thank you so much for all of your support. Ryan's amazing, and I quote your channel, amazing. You guys keep on morphing and embrace the nerd within.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
Greetings and salutations. This is And I Quote, the weekly show where we introduce you to creators from all over the world, and we find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote channel, and our guest on this episode is someone who is making history here today. Now, this individual is going to be the youngest guest we have ever had in the history of And I Quote. She is an indie artist. She is a Star Wars superfan. She may or may not be the president and CEO of the Ahsoka fan club. Now, there's always two in the realm of Star Wars when it comes to Jedi or Sith, a master and their apprentice. Now, in this case, I happen to be the master because I'm just a bit older than our guest who's about to appear momentarily, but every master needs a young apprentice. So please welcome of Snips and Co _. She is here. She is back. She's a good friend of the show, good friend of the network, or channel, I should say. Christie is in the building. Welcome back, Christie. It's great to see you. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing? Excited to be back.
Oh, we're fine. We're all fine here. Now, thank you. How are you? But I want to let you know, if you have any questions for our very own personal iteration of Ahsoka Tano, also known as Snips and Co _, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. We're going to be monitoring that as we go throughout the course of this program. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And if you're watching us live or on the replay, we thank you so much for doing so. With all that business out of the way, Christy, what would you say were some of your favorite TV series growing up?
Ooh. Growing up, I was very classic, like Disney kid. I always loved just all those like classic TV shows of Disney and Nickelodeon. To be honest, I'm not that much of a TV show person. I really like movies more and like YouTube. I watch YouTube all the time. So a lot of different creators on that introduced me to different stuff.
Now, I have a feeling I know the answer to this next question, but we're going to segue into it anyway. What would you say are some of your favorite movies growing up, or maybe some of your favorite movies now?
Obviously Star Wars movies. They're the best. And then I also really like Big Hero 6 is one of my favorite movies of all time. I also just love like the classic princess movies. I really like Maleficent. All those types of movies are some of my favorites. Just rewatched Narnia for the first time in a long time, and those movies are some great classics. So yeah.
Yeah, the holiday season is going on right now. So yeah, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe does technically count as a Christmas movie. So, because, jolly man with a red suit, white beard shows up with some gifts for those kids. Like, well, you're going to need the sword, Peter. You're going to need this, Lucy. You're going to need this, Susan. If you're going to go into battle, you're going to need these weapons. But these are not toys. They're not toys, fellas. They're weapons, but you must use them wisely, as I believe Santa was trying to point out during the course of that movie. Yeah, can you believe that next year, I believe in 2025, it's going to be the 20-year anniversary of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from Disney?
Wow, that is crazy.
That's going to be one for the books. That's going to be one for the books. We may or may not have had that as an idea on our list for movie watch-alongs of 2025. Case, if you're watching this, might want to make a slight note of that because we're going to have, I think we should celebrate that. I think it's a great film, period. But who knows? Maybe Christy will be one of our special guests on it. Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean, you're a Narnia fan. I'm a Narnia fan. A lot of people out there are Narnia fans. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, folks. But fantastic stuff. So what made you decide to be an indie artist?
I always wanted to open up like a store. I always thought that would be fun. And I went back and forth with like different ideas, doing this type of art, doing that type of art. And then I finally like hankered down on embroidered canvases, and that was what I enjoyed the most. And then it was during COVID in the lockdown. So I had a lot of time to explore doing that. So that is what I did, and I am still doing it.
Raga and Shaka, a young entrepreneur, as one might say. What are some of the rewards about being an indie artist for you?
I just think it's a lot of fun. It's a great gateway to get to meet new people and like meet people that like the same thing as you by creating art, while also it's nice to also have people appreciate what you do. So it's a great gateway into meeting more people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Networking is very important in whatever business that you're in. Flip side of the coin, though, biggest challenges about being an indie artist.
Ooh. I think especially just because Star Wars is so big, there's so many people out there that do artwork and this and that. So it's to make yourself like stand out a little, and social media could be annoying to market on. So I guess those are the two biggest challenges.
No, that's fair. It's absolutely fair. I forgot to go into this a little bit earlier, but I'll ask it now. What are some of your favorite books?
Ooh, my favorite books. Well, I love all the Star Wars books, but the Thrawn books have to be my favorite of the Star Wars books. I really like Timothy Zahn's take on those. I also love like Claudia Gray's books in there. And then other than that, I like sci-fi and fantasy books. I'm currently almost done with the Red Rising series, and those ones have all been pretty fantastic. I enjoy those. I enjoy some of the more like popular books nowadays, like all those fantasy ones. So yes, all those different types of books, but Star Wars are my main books I read.
There you go. All we gotta do, folks, is take a look. It's in a book. It's that simple. It's that simple. What of any of these books do you think would make for a great streaming series or a movie?
Ooh. Well, I kind of knew they weren't going to do this, but I had like this whole idea of how they could have like done Ahsoka, because coming from like a book reader with like all like the Thrawn and his species, the Chiss, I had the whole idea of how they could kind of bring that into live action, which who knows, they could possibly still do it. Probably not though. But I would have loved to have like somehow while Ahsoka's searching like for Sabine, like the Chiss are searching for Thrawn, and then they meet up, and then all those characters from that book come out. And they go to like the like deep space. Like I think that would have been really cool. I would love to see that one day, if ever possible.
Yeah, please do. There's so many great books that can easily be, well, not easily, because anything you adapt from a book into a film or TV series is a lot of work. It's a lot of concentration. It's a lot of writing, right? You have to put the right team together. You have to put the right cast and all that kind of stuff. And it's not an easy thing to do. But of the books that you and I have read, because you and I have read some of the same things. Now, granted, you read 30,000 books a day, which I don't know how you do it. Me, I'm lucky if I read 5 books in a year, Christy. With all due respect, I read at a month.
That's still good.
Well, I mean, is it though? Is reading 5 books in a year good for the average human being, such as myself? I don't know if that's. I don't even know if those are worthy numbers or not.
Better than zero.
I will give you yes, and I'm going to give you that. It's better than zero, right? It's better than a giant goose egg, folks. But I'm lucky if I'm able to read like 5, 6 books a year. I don't know. But Christy over here, you've read. I mean, how many books do you read in a year? Like 30,000 or something? What's
This year so far, my record was last year, which I'm not gonna beat this year. But last year I got like 60. This year I'm up to like 40.
Oh my gosh! So basically, you're reading 1 book per week, or maybe 2 or 3 books a week.
I don't even. It's so funny because usually it's like I'm on a roll and I could read like 4 books within like 2 weeks, 5 books like within 2 weeks, and then some books take me like a month to read. It's a very like fluctuation.
Ooh, but hey, you're breaking records because Lord knows I couldn't break those records. 40 books, you say, this year? 40 books? Is that the number right now?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely. It's more than the average bear, Yogi Bear. Hey, boo. That's sorry, that's a old school quote there. But once again, this is and I quote, I should say, with the incredible young apprentice, our own personal Ahsoka Tano in the flesh, also known as Snips and Co _ on Instagram, also known as Christie. Sorry, she's got so many names. But if you have any have any questions for her, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends, whether they be Sith, Jedi, or maybe Gray, somewhere in between. And if you're if you're watching us live on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. Good Lord, so many Star Wars terminologies. Now, what is the process for you when you put together one of your canvases? Because I can see a few of your canvases back there. If you're able to show us, what is it like putting these things together? What is your process like? How long does it take?
Yeah, so I have like, let's see. I would say the Clone Wars one is maybe one of my simpler ones. I also got it signed, which is absolutely awesome. I love getting it signed. But ones like this one is definitely one of my most difficult ones. So this one could take me definitely a few more hours than some of my other designs just because it's so detailed. And then this one of Anakin is one of my favorites. This one's one of my favorite designs. And this one takes a little more detail too, just because there's like a lot of different colors and it's like the half and half. So they definitely range because I also paint the canvases. So that takes its own time. And then I have to choose what design I want, how big I want it. And then from there, then I actually have to make it. So I would say they range from probably like, I would say average around 2 hours to make.
There you go. There you go. 2 hours. It's about the length of a Star Wars movie. You can watch Revenge of the Sith and put together a canvas in the amount of time because you just showed us the Anakin one. So I was thinking of Revenge of the Sith, which, by the way, that also turns 20 years of age next year.
Wow.
Which is insane. And you're a big proponent of Revenge of the Sith, are you not? Do you love that movie?
I do. That's a good movie. I like that one.
Yeah, that one turns 20. And here's another fun fact for those of you who are watching or listening to us at home. What is it? Empire Strikes Back turns 45. 45 next year, Snips. And not only that, the movie that turned me into an uber Star Wars fan, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, turns 10. 10. So, and yes.
Big years next year.
It is. Well, full disclosure, Snips, we are going to be celebrating both Empire Strikes Back and The Force Awakens here on this channel with movie watch-along. So, Christy, you're more than welcome to join us on those panels when we're watching those movies, because I'm sure you have a few things you would like to share with us regarding those pieces of cinema history, if you will, since you've seen pretty much everything there is under the sun, and you've read every single book that's ever been written in the history of the Star Wars galaxy, including the non-canon one. But you know what? I don't care what's canon or non-canon. If it's written, it's a book. If it's a story, there's a story. If Timothy Zahn wrote it, he's the man. If Claudia Gray wrote it, she's the beast. You know, she's the best. So nothing wrong with that. So here's something for you. So you're a great indie artist. We've seen some of the examples of your work, but now I hear that you took on a new adventure earlier this year as a podcaster. Tell us about it.
Yes. So, as a big reader, there is the Star Wars book community. So they started a podcast where they release episodes every weekish, and they'll have different people join and talk about new books and have a different roundtable. So I was on their podcast a couple times, which was really fun. And then me and my friend Connor decided to start one for like the summer. So over the summer we made quite a few episodes. They're about Star Wars in general, but mainly about the books. And it was fun because that was something I always wanted to do. And I'm always interested in joining other people's podcasts and being a guest, like on today's show. This is awesome. So I think it's just something I always wanted to do. So it was nice to be able to do that.
Well, I mean, clearly the Force is strong with you. Clearly it is. Clearly it is. Fantastic stuff. And that's great. Congratulations on the podcast. We wish you the best with everything with that. Are you going to be making more episodes in 2025?
Possibly, yes.
All right. Possibilities are endless, folks. Fasten your seatbelts and maybe a bumpy ride. Now, have there been any special memories for you from being at conventions, whether you're there as a vendor or there as an attendee?
Yeah. A lot. I absolutely love going to conventions. They're like my favorite things to do. I started off going as a guest, and then I started going to small little local conventions in my area. And then once I felt a little more confident, then I was able to do a few of the fan expos. So I think it's just so much fun to be there and get to talk to people. That's always the highlight of my show. And then getting to meet some of the celebrities, like the canvas I showed before. Like, this is like one of my prized possessions. I absolutely love it. And getting to show like the voice actors my work, and then they like remember me. James Arnold Taylor got to follow me on Instagram. Ashley Eckstein followed me on Instagram. And it's just like little things like that that really like make the difference in getting to, once you get to go to conventions a lot and you get to see them a lot, then they remember you more. And it's just so much fun and awesome. And even just normal guests, like the more conventions I go to, the more they'll come up to me and they'll be like, oh, I remember your booth from last year. And I always think that's very cool.
You're quite memorable, because isn't it true that a lot of the members of the cast of Clone Wars have mentioned you by name during their panels or during their convention appearances, saying you
Yes.
really should check out this young lady. Her name is Christie, but she also goes by Snips and Co _ on Instagram. Have they mentioned you?
Yes, that was pretty awesome. I got to Fan Expo Boston. I got to ask the Clone Wars voice cast a question, and then James remembered me, and then all the rest of them got to remember me, which was pretty awesome. Ashley, I know I met a few times, so she always remembers and will like introduce me as that. And then Matt Lantern got to say that he had my artwork in his office, which was pretty dang awesome. That was definitely one of the best moments ever. That was definitely one of the highlights of this store and my life. Is what an awesome day.
That's something else. So yeah, you're like the new generation's Ahsoka Tano, and then the OG is giving you street cred. She's giving you cred by saying your canvases are great. I love what you do and supporting it. So, but I gotta ask this though. I gotta ask, between the two that we have seen thus far in animated and live action form, who's the best Ahsoka Tano of all time? Is it Ashley, or is it this new generation with Rosario Dawson? Who's the better of the two?
I think Ashley will always be special to me. I do think Rosario did a great job with Ahsoka though, but Ashley's always like the classic, like animated Ahsoka. I definitely like the younger Ahsoka too, like that, like Clone Wars Ahsoka the best. So I think Ashley will always be there. And then Ashley's just so much of Ahsoka. I also just really like what Ashley does. Like, I love her universe. I love all the things she posts online. So that's awesome.
There you go. There you have it, folks. It's on record. You can't escape it. OG Ahsoka Tano beats out Rosario Dawson's iteration of the character, and he day of the week and twice on Sunday. But that doesn't mean, hey, listen, we all know, I believe it's true that Ahsoka Part 2 is coming. So Rosario is going to come back. I think a lot of the cast members and crew are going to be coming back pretty soon, start shooting in 2025, 2026. So get ready, because I'm looking forward to seeing what Ahsoka Season 2 is going to bring us, because Ahsoka Season 1 was a bit of a mixed bag for a lot of people, especially me. But we'll see where it goes. There's always room for improvement, and it's a first season show. You never know what's going to happen. Season 2, that can build upon things and add some more layers to it. Maybe Christie herself will show up on an episode. Be one of the members of the galaxy standing at the village in the background. Talking to maybe you're going to be talking to Ahsoka in the show, Christie. Maybe they'll have you on set. I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, it could be maybe one of your canvases is going to show up in one of the backgrounds of the galaxy far, far away. They're like, hey, we have these markets. And look at this young person with this artwork behind us. Look at that. What is that? Oh, that's from our new friend. Her name's Christie. Oh, really? Where is she? Oh, she's over in our booth or her table over here on the other part of the village. So you could, hey, dream big, folks. Dream big. Anything is possible. I mean, Christie's already good friends with Ashley and Dee and James and Matt. So, you keep talking to them, they may put you in the show, Christie. I'm just saying.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Honestly, and yeah, I agree with you a lot about what you said about Ashley Eckstein, her humanitarian work, the things she does about mental health advocacy, the short video series she's got going on. She's got the clothing line, obviously. Her website, her universe is going strong and continues to go strong throughout the year. She has the fashion show at San Diego Comic-Con every year. I mean, Ashley and her castmates are very, very busy people. You
They
know,
sure are.
yeah, James Arnold Taylor had a movie come out recently on DVD. It's available on streaming services right now, so you can check out that. It's on his Instagram, so you can find out more about Hidden Blessings on that, which is the name of the movie. Is Hidden Blessings? That's the name of the film there. Once again, we are here with the guest of honor and the youngest person ever to be on set in the history of Anti-Quote Studios, Christie of Snips and Co. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you have any questions for her, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're joining us live for what is known as a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. Now, who is your favorite author that you have met thus far?
Ooh, this is hard. Well, I think the one that I was most looking forward to was definitely Timothy Zahn, because I go to a lot of conventions and he was never there. And then when I found out he was going to New York Comic Con this year, like I literally freaked out. I was like, yes, finally. So I think that one was definitely like a bucket list moment. But I got to meet Claudia Gray a few times. She's always nice. She'll literally just sign as many books you just give to her, which is awesome. And then I also got to meet a few of the High Republic authors, and they're honestly, all the authors are pretty nice. It's nice especially when they see that like you appreciate like multiple of their books, or you tell them that, like for me, I'll get to tell them that I run a book social media account. Like they always truly appreciate that, which is awesome. All of them that I got to meet. And I love getting to meet them and sign books. And I think one awesome thing about authors is that you could keep, even if they show up to a lot of conventions you go to, there's always new books that you read or this or that. So you can always go back and visit them. And it's something new.
Very true. Very true. I just learned, for those of you who are familiar with the Washington, D.C. area, Awesome Con is next year in the month of April. Timothy Zahn is going to be appearing. So, Christy, if you want to make a trip down south in D.C. in our nation's capital and say hello to Timothy again, I'm sure he's going to remember you, because you are, you're one of the best people we've had in the history of this studio. And also, you're quite memorable. When you give artwork to people, they tend to remember you after a while. So what was Timothy's reaction when you gave him his canvas or you had him sign it? What was his reaction when he saw it?
He thought it was beautiful, which was really nice. He thought it was really cool, which I loved. And then I gave him this one.
Let's
and
see
then
that
I
one.
got him to sign one of my favorite character, which is basically just like the girl version of Thrawn, Arlani. So I got him to sign that one, which was also pretty awesome, because like everyone usually they always talk about Thrawn, and I mean Arlani's a big character too, but he definitely appreciated that I had art of her as well, since she's not as big as a character as Thrawn.
There you go. See, your street cred is going up by the millisecond, folks. It's going up like crazy. Fantastic. So Timothy Zahn's going to be in a convention that's closer to my neck of the woods, Christy. So when I see him, I'm going to mention you. I'm going to say, hey, do you remember that good friend of ours, Christie, also known as Snips and Co, who presented you with that canvas of Arlani and Thrawn and all that stuff? He's probably going to look at me and say, oh, yeah, I remember her. Yeah. Her artwork is fantastic. I think it's 5 stars. What are you talking about? It's fantastic. Tell her I say hi. So you may or may not be mentioned when we go over to Washington, D.C. later on in 2025, Christy. We hope to see you there in the flesh, but if you can't be there, we will pass on your well wishes to Timothy Zahn and company when we see him.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can't see it because we have our green screen. Spoiler alert for those of you who are watching at home. This is a green screen. This isn't my actual back. I wish it was. That'd be nice. Don't worry, Christy. We're working on marketing materials for next year. We'll talk more about it. But I do have the Heir to the Empire trilogy back here. So I think when I see Timothy, I think it's only fair to have him sign it, right? I mean, let's have him sign Heir to the Empire. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's the one that kind of started it all, isn't it?
Yes.
So, let's give our respects to give credit where credit is due, as one might say. So Timothy Zahn, look forward to seeing you, good sir, next year, and gonna have you sign some stuff for me. Yeah.
Very nice.
I think he's going to enjoy it. I think he's going to enjoy it.
He will.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. So, what authors do you hope to meet somewhere down the line that you haven't seen yet?
Truthfully, I got to meet a lot of the Star Wars authors that I've always hoped. Like I said, Timothy Zahn was definitely my top one. So like New York Comic Con was in October. So like when I found out he was going in August, that was like, finally, because he was definitely like on my bucket list. I think I would like to meet some of like the non-Star Wars authors. I would love to get to meet like Pierce Brown or a few other fantasy authors. I think that would be really cool. in terms of Star Wars, I'm thinking, oh, I know who I'd want to meet. There's a few of the original Phase High Republic authors that I haven't got to meet. I got to meet like Claudia Gray and Charles Soule and Kevin Scott, but I would like to meet the rest of them. I would love to meet George Mann, because I have like a poster of the High Republic characters that I got a few of the authors to sign. So I only have a few of them signed. So I'd love to get the rest of that completed.
There you go. Everything comes full circle when you get all those other autographs or signatures, or even selfies, for that matter. With all due respect. Now, we know that reading is a lot of fun for you. You love reading. I think of all the things that you do in your life right now, because you're so young. You are the young apprentice of this channel in our studios. But with all due respect, reading's a lot of fun. But would you be willing, if someone gave you an opportunity, or if you just want to do it, as something as a creative exercise for yourself, would you be willing to write something in the Star Wars galaxy?
I would love to. I think that would be so cool. I'm not the best writer. I would love to become one though, but I think it is definitely awesome. The big galaxy. I also think it's cool because it's like they get kind of their own freedom to create a new story, even though it fits into like the bigger like everything that already exists.
There you go. So if Del Rey Books calls you tomorrow and be like, "Hey, we want to offer you a deal. We want you to write 2 Star Wars novels. Are you down for it?" Would you say yes?
I'll make it happen.
You'll make it happen. It'll be fine. We'll make it happen, guys. She can learn. You're. I mean, being the young apprentice and all, you're a fast learner. You catch on pretty quick, as one might say from Phantom Menace. There you go. There's your quote for the day. As among as many others, we're going to be tossing at you here during the course of this show. So be sure to catch them and let us know your favorites in the chat or the comments. But yeah, so maybe not so much Del Rey Books offering you a deal, but how do you feel about those who write Star Wars fan fiction? How do you feel about that?
I never really read it, but I've seen some of the fan films. It's kind of cool getting to see like the work come to life, and how they have this like idea for a character and try to make it seem good, especially if it like fits into the universe that has already been made. It kind of like how like I was talking about earlier about like I had this whole idea for like how Ahsoka could go. Like I think that's real. I love when people share like kind of their theories of what could possibly happen using different characters or people coming together.
There you go. There you go. What's a character right now that has not appeared in live action or animation that you would love to see adapted into the Star Wars live action or animated universe?
Ooh. I think my first choice would always be like Arlani and Eli from the Thrawn books, but then other than that, this is hard. I'd love for it to be like a character. The Aftermath trilogy, I would love to have those characters come back. I think with a lot of the book characters, I much rather see them like come to live action or animation with like a new story that's like kind of continuing their book story than have like the book be like remade, which would be cool anyway, but I always loved having new stories.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Arlani. You got me curious about this character, Arlani. I'm going to have to do some research or read up about this character, because you said it yourself, she appears in the Thrawn books.
Yes, so. She's pretty awesome.
Is she in the Heir to the Empire trilogy?
No, but she's in one of the Legends books. She's more in the canon novels. She's especially in the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy. That's where she stands, because she was friends. Her and Thrawn were close before he like joined the Empire and was like exiled.
Interesting. Smithers gonna have to do more research on this. Sorry, that's my poor impression of Simpsons characters. But anyway, I don't know. Have you ever seen The Simpsons before?
Sure have.
Do you like Simpsons? Do you like that show at all? Have you ever?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. My family likes The Simpsons, so
really,
definitely seen it a lot.
Do you think I do a good enough impression of Mr. Burns?
That's pretty good.
I try. It's not perfect, but I try. Sorry.
Better than mine.
No, it's all good. We try around here. We try. We aim to please. All that good stuff. Once again, this is And I Quote with the guest of honor, Christie of Snips and Co. _ on Instagram. Let us know your questions for those comments down below or the live chat. If you're joining us live on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. And do not forget to like and share this episode of And I Quote with all of your closest friends, whether they be Sith, Jedi, or somewhere in between. I don't know. Now, in some of your photos on your social media, I've noticed that you like to cosplay. Who do you like to cosplay as the most? Do you like to cosplay as Ahsoka more, Rey more? Because I've seen you show up as a few different characters. What is it about cosplay that makes it so much fun for you?
I think it's fun getting to like create the costume as well. I just love going as all the different Star Wars ladies. So I've done Rey like twice now. Done Ahsoka once. I did Padme once. I think it's just fun to be able to kind of just dress up as them. And it's awesome when you go to conventions and see everyone else cosplayed and you could you fit in with them as well. I really like that.
Oh, I can dig it. I've cosplayed as a Jedi at conventions. I have the whole getup, the robe, the tunic, and the saber. Can't go anywhere without a lightsaber. Am I right, Snips?
Oh yeah,
Be
that is
careful
pretty awesome.
Yeah, be careful with this thing. This thing is your life.
True that.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi might say in someone's neck of the woods. Do you have any ideas for future cosplays you want to do in 2025?
No, I've been trying to think about it actually. I've been trying to get the wheels turning. I know I want to go as Village Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I really want to do that one time. But I'm trying to think of more Star Wars characters I could go as. I mean, I'm kind of not if New York Comic Con's in October, I won't start making mine until the summer.
Gotcha. Got to plan ahead for these things and take them as they come. For sure. But great stuff. Man, we've kind of run the gamut here. We've talked about her favorite films, which is War in the Stars, favorite books, all that kind of jazz. So hey, anything is possible, anything can happen. And just out of curiosity, how many books do you own in your collection? Because I've heard you've had to rearrange your collection or rearrange your displays, or maybe even purge from books. So what has happened in the year of 2024 for you?
I could not tell you how many books I own. It's quite bad. It's a bad It's a bad addiction.
It's more than 40?
Way more than 40.
A lot more than 40, guys.
I just bought one today, actually, again.
Did you?
It was half off.
Yeah. You posted on your Instagram earlier today that you bought a whole bunch of stuff, and it said, I got all these books and items for 50% off. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, yeah. The Black Friday deals are starting. But,
and it's taking all the money out of Snip's pocket.
Star Wars collect, let alone me at conventions. It's I love having my own booth because when I'm vending, I'm like, okay, I have to make the sales. But sometimes when I'm a guest, I just want to buy from everybody. Everyone's work is so nice. I think definitely being a vendor at a convention gives you a different perspective when you go. So it was awesome.
Very true. And I feel like you're dealing with a binary sunrise over there. That sun is trying to worm its way into your studio.
It really is.
Trying to shine a light on your canvases, the two prints you have in the background of Ahsoka by different artists, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got your rest of your studios being covered in sunlight. What is going on in that Tatooine studio of yours? Block the sun. You may want to consider getting one of those giant curtains or blankets to put over your window next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can find an Ahsoka blanket somewhere on social media. Maybe her universe has something that you could use. I don't know. But if you do shows during the daytime, just throwing that out there as an idea. By the way, who did those two prints behind you? Are those done by two different artists? Those Ahsoka ones on your on my left?
I'm not. I know the one on the top is by he does a few Ahsoka prints. He's worked with Star Wars before. I'm not really sure of the names, but they're both pretty awesome.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, we do have some questions for you brought to you by our good friends at Poddex, or the Poddex app, or poddex.com. Feel free to visit them online and check out some of the wonderful digital decks that you can put on your phone, whether it's the interview deck, an episode deck, and that sort of deal. So Poddex wants to know, Snips, if you were in charge, which you're on your way, you're learning the ways of the Force, you're doing all these things, you're like a quadruple threat in terms of your artistry and your creativity and all the other things you're doing there, Snips. But if you were in charge, what 3 items would you have in an office vending machine?
Ooh.
Could be anything. Could be anything.
Office vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would definitely do popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate, and then some just type of normal chips. I think that would be a good spread.
There you go. Normal chips, like just regular flavor, like Utz, or Lay's potato chip. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
Nothing wrong with that.
Doritos, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with Doritos. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I grew up on Doritos and potato chips. I don't know if anyone likes these or not, but sour cream and onion chips I was always a fan of. Sour cream and onion? Just throwing that out there. I don't know. If you haven't had them in a while, feel free to try them again. They're in your local grocery store or convenience stores. What are you superstitious about, Snips, if anything?
I don't know if there's anything I would say off the top of my head that is really. I don't think I really am.
No? Okay. Moving on.
No.
Okay. It's all good. If you think of something later on, let us know. But which activities make you lose track of time? And I have a pretty good idea of what activity this would be, but maybe I'm wrong.
One, definitely doing some Snips artwork.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just keep on making it, and then you look at your phone and you're like, whoa, where'd all the time go? Same thing with reading. Definitely watching YouTube sometimes. Just go down the rabbit hole.
All right. Good stuff. Which magazine would you like to be on the cover of?
Ooh. I think definitely those the movie ones. If I'm ever an extra in the show, I'll turn up on the cover of those magazines. One of the Star Wars magazines somehow end up on there. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe you could be on the cover of Empire with Ashley.
Exactly.
How about that? Would that be nice for you? Would that make your millennia?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yep. Let's get Ashley Eckstein on the line. Producers in the backstage area, can we call her and get her on the show so she can say hi to Snips over here? Let's get that going, guys. Let's go. Make the phone call. Are you hearing me? Yeah, he hears me. All right, he's going to make the call. We'll see if we can make that happen, folks. Can't make any promises, but we're going to do our best. What has been thus far, anyway, because you're still, with all due respect, she is the youngest person in the history of this show, and she's still got a bit of learning to go. But what is currently or has been the most memorable class you've ever taken in high school or college? Or school or college, excuse me. In school or college?
I had this when I got to study abroad in London. I got to take a theater class, so that was definitely interesting, especially because I'm not really into the musical theater stuff. I mean, I appreciate it, but I've never really done it. So getting to learn about that type of art and seeing all different shows was definitely really awesome. And I like when classes are more fun because then you remember them, you have more fun doing them. So that was definitely one of my favorite classes I ever took.
There you go. Enough said. She gave us her answer, and we're going to have to settle for it. And it's a great answer, by the way. And congratulations on studying abroad. That sounds like an awful lot of fun for anybody to have an opportunity to do so. So definitely consult your local colleges and schools and see if maybe you can take a study abroad program. You were in jolly out England. You found all these different books. You found all these different posters. You found all these different pieces of artwork that were put into different formats, or maybe some of them were in different languages, I believe it was. So
yes,
you've seen some things in this galaxy, haven't you, Snips?
Oh yeah, traveling in the ship.
And you got a lot of souvenirs to prove it, and also your book collection's out of control.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you've had to rearrange it how many times? Like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of months? I mean, my gosh.
Too many to count.
Spooky. Too many to count. It's all good. Hey, there's nothing wrong with reading. We encourage those of you who are watching and listening to this program to read. Visit your local libraries. Visit your local comic book stores, for that matter. Visit your local bookshops, right? Support small businesses. We do our best to do that on this show and the channel as a whole when it comes to Anti-Code. I do want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to Christie for being the youngest and definitely one of the absolute best, most treasured people in the world, and galaxy for that matter, to be on this show. Christie, it's been great to see you again. Congratulations on everything you've done, everything you're about to accomplish. You're still learning the ways of the Force. You're still learning the ways of the Jedi Order, but you are going to become a very successful, and you're going to become a much wiser Jedi than I am. So, I'm going to drop some Qui-Gon knowledge on you because I am a huge Qui-Gon fan. I got a Qui-Gon shirt to prove it, and I had Claudia Gray sign my Master and Apprentice book.
Amazing.
So, yes, and Master and Apprentice is a thing that should definitely be turned into a movie or a streaming series because that book is so freaking good. And Liam Neeson is still around. Ewan McGregor's not going anywhere anytime soon. So let's get these two back. Get them back together, Snips. Let's put them together.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I want to see Master and Apprentice adapted into a streaming or a movie. I think Christy and I would be there opening day if that happens.
For sure. Be pretty cool.
There's a lot of books that could be translated to a movie or TV series. Just take notes. But Christy, if someone wants to know more about you or your taste in movies or TV series, or maybe they even want to purchase one of the most wonderful pieces of your artwork, I hear you got a lot of other products aside from the canvases. So please, by all means, tell us where we can follow you, and to the person who may be watching and listening to this right now, follow you on social media.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. It was a lot of fun. So you can follow Snips and Co on Instagram at Snips and Co _ right there. I have all my different canvases, as you could see behind me. I got Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, The Last Airbender. I also offer custom canvases. If you ever have an idea for something, I welcome those. And then I also sell keychains and some stickers, and I have multiple different designs that you could see on my Instagram, so you could always go there. And if you also like Star Wars books, you can follow me on Instagram at Admiral Reads right over there. And thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for being here with us, and appreciate you being here, Snips. You're always welcome to come back anytime you want. And the Nerdy Cantina will be coming back somewhat soon because the new series Skeleton Crew is going to be starting up here in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be curious to see we're going to be curious to see where that series is going to go because it's a lot different than a lot of things we've seen as of late.
Yes, I'm excited.
I mean, I'm curious. I'm not like overly hyped like I've been in Star Wars, like for other series in years past, but I'm still curious to see where it's going to go. I'm curious to see where the story is going to go. And Jude Law is playing a Jedi, or is he a Sith Lord masking himself as a Jedi? I don't know. He's got that smirk on his face, Snips. I'm not sure if he's one of the good guys or the bad guys. Or, he may turn out to be bad and then turn on his lightsaber and say, one kid will look at him and say, "Excuse me, Jude Law, what are we supposed to do?" Then he turns on his lightsaber like Hayden does in episode, you know what I'm saying? Like just like, okay, we're in deep trouble here, guys. You better run. But we'll see where it goes. But thank you so much.
See.
Exactly. Anything is possible. The Nerdy Cantina will be coming back in the year of 2025. After the holiday season wraps up and people have had a chance to spend time with their families, their loved ones. Christie's going to be coming back. We're going to get Jen to come back. We're going to get Case is going to have a word or two to share with us. Because if you've seen Case for any amount of time, we all love Star Wars in our own special, unique way. So it's coming, folks. It's coming. But Christie, thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to talk to you again momentarily. My name is Ryan of And I Quote Channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram personally at RyanRPM5. Follow us across all forms of social media simply at And I Quote Channel. A lot of things coming your way very, very, very soon. Movie watch-alongs are coming up on Friday, 7 p.m. EST. The Meaning of Fandom is going to be coming up on the first Friday of December at 7 p.m. EST. That'll be the first Friday of the month. And then And I Quote normally drops on Saturdays at 12 p.m. EST. We have another episode this weekend at 5 p.m. EST of And I Quote with our good friend Lasheen, who's a cosplayer. He's going to be talking to us about his cosplays and some of his favorite characters and favorite fandoms in the world. So looking forward to having him on this show. But once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of And I Quote. Also, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once we do, we'll go through a great big live stream celebration that will include returning favorites such as Christie. Christie's going to be coming back and joining us, hopefully. She'll be able to say hi to everybody and help us get there. Tell all your friends about us because we want to give away so many special items that you, the person who's watching or listening to this right now, are going to be eligible to win once we hit 5,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. We also have merch that's on sale in our Redbubble store. Links are down below in my Linktree link, and they're also in our social media bios on Instagram and TikTok and all that jazz. We have shirts, we have hoodies. Hey, the seasons are changing, folks. Get yourself some hoodies, get yourself some stickers to put on your water bottles, or we got some coffee mugs available for you, as well as some other great pieces of merch. And guess what? They're all on sale. Check them out. Check them out. Check them out. By the way, if you're looking for some sci-fi stuff, a good friend of ours, Adina Mignona, has the Robot Galaxy series, books 1 through 4, available on her website, adinam.com. So make sure you check that out. These are family-friendly novels about a girl and a bunch of robots. That's interesting. Maybe Christie may want to look into reading this series, the Robot Galaxy series. Snips, you may want to take some notes here in your notepad in front of you. I'm just saying. Also, we have hard sci-fi meets AI intrigue. It's called Lunar Logic, written by our good friend Adina Mignona of the Big Sci-Fi Podcast. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, Kobo. But also, do yourself a favor, buy directly from the author herself and go to adinam.com. Make sure you check out that website there. So lots of great things coming your way. Happy holidays to you and your friends and your family and all that jazz. Thank you so much again for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell to be notified when our videos go up or they go live. And remember, life is better when supporting creators from all over the world and within a galaxy far, far away. Take a look.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasma Fire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.